welcome to First Talk, where we simplify super. My name's Andy and I'm joined by Daniela and Jason. Today we're talking to our members who are single and looking at retiring, and we're giving them some ideas about what they should be thinking about. So Daniela, first of all, if a member's retiring well before pension age, and a number of our members do, what should they think about in regards to their super?
First step is to open a pension account from where they would draw their ongoing income until they reach that pension age.
So, I mean, because for a lot of our members, that could be the only source of income they're going to have from now on, and then from that perspective. But then I guess, okay, they set up this pension account, but Jason, from an estate planning perspective, what is it that maybe you're thinking about?
So obviously it's important to have your wills set up in the first instance as well, but your super does fall outside. So who do you want that money to go to? And then there can as well be some other implications around that.
So a lot of our members actually nominate their adult children. What's the issue with that, with a pension account in particular? Can they do that? Can the children continue to receive that regular income?
So not the regular income as such. If something happens to the member and the children are the beneficiaries, they will be receiving as a lump sum. However, there is a tax component as well.
Right, so that's the issue, isn't it? So members receiving the income tax-free, but if it's paid out to another beneficiary, especially the children, then there's a tax involved. So, but there is some good news. How do you get around that, Jason?
We do want to avoid paying tax as well. So internally there's a couple of components. Without getting into the details, we can move around those components, cash out some super and put it back in, and create this tax-free element which will go to the kids tax-free. So I say it doesn't impact what you're doing as the member that's retiring, but it may bear fruit for your kids if you've got super left to them.
So I guess it's important to think ahead and think about who you would like to receive those funds long term.
And then to your point, if it's the adult children, it goes out as a lump sum, but there's a component that is tax-free in there, and we can increase that, so we're minimising the tax that is actually paid at the day. Great idea. So as the member then gets closer to the pension age, and potentially, we start thinking about this about 5 years out. Why? Why do we say that?
So the biggest, I guess, option for the member is to get rid of some of their assets just in order to receive as much age pension as possible, and that's done through gifting. And the reason it is done, ideally 5 years before they reach the pension age, is because for the 5 years, the Centrelink will gonna look and deem those funds as still under the member's name. So they can potentially do it, 5 years past their age pension, but there will be particular negative elements, so they would receive less age pension for that period as well.
So there's some special rules, so we won't go into today around gifting, about how much you can do and frequency and things like that. So apart from that though, so let's say they've got to the pension age and they've suddenly realised they've spent too much super, and they've gifted maybe some of their financial assets away and they can't get it back, and they're going, okay, the age pension and my super is no longer going to give me all the income I need. So what is it, something they could do at that point?
So there's a certain amount of money that you can earn as well from employment income that Centrelink aren't going to count. So it's what's called the work bonus. So you can still work and receive the full age pension entitlement under that scheme.
All right, so excellent. So there's options for them as they get there, and if they haven't got enough money, then unfortunately it does mean going back to work, but it's an option around there. And then for a number of our members, especially those that have retired way before the pension age, maybe the kids were at home at that point in time, and over the years, during their early retirement years, they moved out at home. What is it about the family home, or what we call the downsizer, that they can do in that regards?
So the home as such is not considered as an asset as far as Centrelink and age pension goes, but for some members, just to boost their superannuation balance, they could potentially downsize, so sell their home, buy something cheaper or smaller, and the difference can be added back into superannuation, and all the way up to age 75 that can be done as additional contribution.
But the problem is, if you do that, you might get a little bit less.
Of course, because your assets grow, age pension less.
Yeah.
So you have to decide the good balance for you.
So the government's generous in allowing you to do this, but there's a catch. There's always a catch around it all.
Yeah.
All right, so hopefully today we've given you some ideas to think about if you're thinking of retiring, especially if you're in your early 60s and all the way up to the pension age, some of the things that you should do and should consider about. If you want to find out information about some of the topics that we raised here, about the age pension, how the pension account works, nominating beneficiary, there are other videos that are available on our website for you to view. There's also our local coordinators and our contact center that can give you some general information around these concepts. But if you're still unsure about what you should do and you're seeking a recommendation, that's where Jason, Daniela and I as the financial advice team come into play. We can certainly give you that advice. So until next time, take care.